welcome to podcast number 11, I think, with Southwest right. Boxing Media. We were going to talk about the potential opponents for Canelo, but, well, since then, it's sort of semi-been announced, but I think we're still waiting on an official announcement, but I think it's
more or less out there now, isn't it?
Billy Joe Saunders, May the 2nd.
Yeah, both happy with it, I think, don't we? That's the fight. I mean, if we had to pick from the opponents that were being talked about, you know, I think the one that we would have picked would be Saunders. As you know, I'm a massive Billy Joe Saunders fan, probably my favourite fighter. So really looking forward to it, and I got to say, I think, along with, you know, obviously the Joshua Fury fight, I think this is up there with the biggest fight in boxing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's got to be right up there. Yeah.
It seems like a long time coming, doesn't it? I mean, how long have we sort of been waiting for this? I mean, I always think back to the David Lemieux fight. I mean, after that David Lemieux fight stateside where Billy Joe, but I watched it this morning, funny enough. Watched it back again this morning, and now with the kill. He just put a masterclass on, didn't he? Masterclass.
Do you think he did any favours, or do you think that was maybe? Do you think Canelo watched that and thought, you know what, I don't want any of that?
I think at the time, yeah, I do. I think at the time, I think himself, Canelo and Golovkin were sort of, they watched that and then they thought, you know, I think it made a lot of people stateside sit up and realise as well. I think before that fight, there was a lot, I think, in America that didn't really know a lot about Billy Joe Saunders and his boxing. But I think that was one to sort of bit of an eye-opener for them, and yeah, I think it did. I think it did, but I'm sort of thinking, you know,
what do you think's changed since then for them to now want it, or well, for Canelo to now make the fight?
I mean, Canelo is he's come on. He is boxing, really, isn't he? Canelo.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? Do you think Canelo is? I mean, he's come on so well since then. I mean, people always refer back to whenever they talk about Canelo, they always say about the Mayweather loss, you know, talk about the Mayweather fight. But for me, Canelo's a different animal now. I mean, he was a kid then, wasn't he? He was sort of coming up, learning his trade, if you like. Then he's a different animal now. To
take that fight, you know, at that age, against, you know,
it shows how ballsy he is, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, that is Canelo, you know, so he's bred, you know. But going back to this fight in hand now, I mean, this is a massive fight. I mean, it's one that we do obviously see, and I think we both agree on is a big ask for Billy Joe.
Yeah. In more ways than one.
In more ways than one, and I think that's important to say. I mean, I think based on, if it was on it, and we're not going to say that there's going to be, you know, judges swaying and things like that. We're not going to say about all that. But what I'm saying is, if I felt it was on an even playing field, I think Billy Joe causes Canelo problems with his southpaw boxing style.
You just got to look at it as the Cinco de Mayo, isn't it? Cinco de Mayo, celebrating Mexican sort of culture, and, you know, in Las Vegas, a Golden Boy promotion, 3 American judges.
It just seems all set up nicely for him, doesn't it? It seems, you know.
I mean, do you know, I was listening to another podcast, and they were saying about that the Otto Wallin Fury fight, any other fight that would have been, that would the ref would have stopped it because of the cut.
Yeah, I think so. And I thought that at the time.
But they said because of the potential next fight for Fury, they daren't do that because they didn't want to stop the Wilder fight from happening. And I think of this as well. You know, can you imagine any judge, you know, if there's a tight fight on, you know, Cinco de Mayo in Las Vegas, giving it to Billy Joe? What's he got to do to win?
This is the uphill task. I mean, you're talking about, you know, we're talking about other podcasts, and I watched another podcast, and it was said on the podcast, it's as if, you know, putting a joke into it, it's as if Billy Joe has got to try and knock Canelo out just to get a draw.
Yeah.
It's one of those, you know, it's one of those, I mean, we look in at, if Billy Joe is 100% going to win it, he's got to try and go and knock Canelo out. And I mean, how tough a task is that? Billy Joe isn't really known as being a big puncher.
Canelo's never really ever been knocked out.
We've never seen him out. I mean, look at the shots he rode off Golovkin in both those fights.
Has he ever been down?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I can't picture him ever going down, not that I'm aware of. I don't think so. If anybody does know if he have been, and we are wrong, please let us know and correct us. But as far as I'm aware, I don't think he has been down.
No.
And I mean, look at the shots he took off Golovkin.
I know.
You know. So I mean,
I'm gonna have to light heavyweight as well. Do you know what I mean?
This is it.
It's
so
Kovalev and
is a Billy Joe stoppage win realistic? No, that's the one that I don't think anybody would put their money on or predict.
No.
That's the only outcome I think that would definitely, you know, we could say that would obviously.
I think a draw would be a good bet, just because I think if Billy Joe does win the fight, like Fury Wilder won, will they give it a draw? Like Golovkin at the first fight, I think Golovkin won that, but they put that as they give that as a draw. So I just think it's a really, not impossible, but a very common word. It's unbelievable. Task. I just can't see how Billy Joe is going to win it on points.
And like I said, I think it's frustrating because I mean, on his day, when Billy Joe is fit, when Billy Joe's mind is in the right place,
and focused,
and I find as well, he goes up another gear and he gets himself more up for these huge fights.
Yeah.
Made me think back to that leisure centre fight he had, going back a few years ago, where as soon as he stepped out the ring and as soon as the mic was put to his mouth, the first thing he said was, our performance was awful, it was terrible. And he said himself openly, he finds it hard now to get up for those fights. I mean, when you've been sort of fighting at the level that he does fight at, and
go to a leisure centre, some random European guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to
be difficult.
So I mean, I think on a level playing field, Billy Joe's got the tools to cause, and as long as he's on his game, he's got the tools to cause Canelo problems. I think he can cause anyone problems on his day. But I just can't see how you can beat Canelo and get a points win against him out in America, especially on this day, like we've said, Cinco de Mayo Day. I just can't see. It's a massive task, isn't it? And that's goddamn for me as a massive Billy Joe fan, but it's a big task he's got in his hands,
Yeah.
I mean, if we talk about Billy Joe, obviously slick southpaw. I mean, we know Canelo he's fought 3 southpaws in his career. We've done a little bit of research, to me. Looked at the good old box rec. The ones that we found was obviously Ryan Rhodes, British fighter, in 2011. Canelo had a TKO win against him. Austin Trout, 2013, unanimous decision win. But the one that stands out is
is the Lara fight.
The Lara, yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of people, but people. If you watch the fight, it is close.
Yeah.
Some people think that Lara won. I think I might be pushing it a bit, but
he caused him problems, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did cause him problems.
I mean, that was his toughest fight against the southpaw, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely out of those 3, that was
the toughest. But it was 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
Which is a long time in boxing, isn't it?
Like I said, I think Billy Joe will give him a tough night. I think he will. And I think he'll make it difficult for Canelo. We know Billy Joe will be hard to hit, but I mean, we got to think about Canelo's head movement as well. His head movement is something else as well.
Yeah. And can Billy Joe take a punch?
This is it. We've never really seen, have we? I mean,
he's going to be 168, I imagine. He's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be in it. Yeah, it's going to be 168. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how.
Who's that going to favour? I think it favours more Canelo.
I think Canelo. I think it does favour Canelo because I think Canelo can punch as well.
Yeah.
Especially to the body. We know he can hurt you to the body.
And is Billy Joe more of a 160 fighter than a 168 fighter? In my opinion, he is.
At 168, it does favour Canelo. There's no getting away from it. All the odds are stacked against Billy Joe Saunders, but you know what? Fair play to the man. He's taking this fight, he's wanted this for a while.
Do you think Billy Joe knows this? Do you think he's taking this just to prove to the world that look, I can mix it with the elite top fighters, or do you think he thinks he can go there and win on points?
I think Billy Joe is the type of person, he's so confident, right? Similar to sort of Tyson Fury in that sense. But Tyson Fury backs it up constantly. He says what he's going to do, he backs it up. But I think Billy Joe is sort of the same mould in that sense as well. Billy Joe, I think, will have no doubt in his mind that he can go there and win this.
Do you think it's going to be difficult for Billy Joe to win sort of like a psychological war against Canelo because Canelo doesn't really speak much English?
No, I think if there's going to be any sort of antics put into press conferences and the build up to the fight, it's going to come from
Billy Joe's side, isn't it?
It's going to come from Billy Joe, and we expect that. But I don't think he'll phase Canelo in the slightest, like you said. I think he'll sort of just brush that off. But I got to say, I've seen videos of Saunders training recently, and he's looking in sharp, really good shape, really looking well prepared for this. But yeah, going back to what you asked me, I think there's no doubt in my mind that Billy Joe will think he can win this fight. That's the type of guy he is, and he's ultra confident. So yeah, I think he will. I mean, it's been said as well that apparently it's a career high payday for Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, we don't know exact figures, they won't be released obviously. But I mean, it's been spoken of as a career high payday. Do you think that had anything to do with Billy Joe not, definitely taking this fight and not being able to say no to it? Or do you think it's a point to prove? That's what I'm trying to ask you, I suppose. I mean, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think Billy Joe's in a position where he's got to take this sort of level of fight now. He can't keep on fighting, the level of opposition that we saw him fight against recently.
No.
I mean, we keep harping on about this Lemieux because that's the last real fight that we've seen him in, isn't it?
Yeah.
The last real name he's had. Yeah, I mean, he obviously won I can't even remember what the guy's name was who won this middleweight title off.
I was in the stadium fight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At
Stevenage, wasn't it?
Stevenage, wasn't it? Yeah.
I can't even.
Usaf something, wasn't it? Yeah, something.
And then he fought that Argentinian guy, wasn't it, in the undercard that YouTube.
Yeah.
I can't remember who that was.
I mean, this is, and I don't think it does.
He's got to take.
I don't think it does Billy Joe any favours taking those fights now either, because I think, like I said, I think he finds it difficult to get up for those now. I mean, these are the fights that we as fans want to see him in, and these are the fights I think he wants to be involved in. I got a question for you. For years and years now, it's been talked about, right, Billy Joe's got to fight Canelo, Billy Joe's got to fight Golovkin. It hasn't happened for whatever reason. Now, from both sides, it's always been, a guy viewed Billy Joe's camp and Billy Joe saying over the years, when a contract was given to them, they wouldn't sign it. But then from obviously Canelo's point of view and Golovkin's point of view, they are saying offers were never made. If you had to say, obviously we don't know the ins and outs and the facts, but if you had to say, do you see it as Billy Joe has been avoiding these two fighters over the past few years, or have these two been so wary, quite possibly after seeing that Lemieux fight, of the talent of Billy Joe and the problems he can cause? Do you think that they have been avoiding Billy Joe? What's your opinion on?
I mean, I think Billy Joe's pretty honest, isn't he? He'll say it as it is. I can't imagine him lying on camera and saying, "Oh yeah, I gave an offer and they didn't get back to me." So I think he would have given an offer. And I think Frank Warren at the time would have made the offer because I think Frank wanted him to fight these people. I just think maybe Canelo and Triple G had bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them for that. I think they tried to make the fight, and I think that's why he went to Matchroom. I think he must have seen everything that Frank Warren and Queensbury Promotions were doing, and it wasn't happening. So I think that's maybe why he jumped ship.
Yeah.
Obviously, Canelo and Triple G are sent to DAZN. DAZN are sort of like a sister company to Matchroom. So I think that's why he jumped across, and all of a sudden they made the fight. So
yeah, and I mean, this was the biggest thing for us, wasn't it? When we saw Billy Joe join Matchroom and Eddie, and this was what we wanted, wasn't it? We wanted to see either the Canelo or the Golovkin fight. I mean, this was the one out of the two I would prefer to see. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah,
I think sort of Golovkin is sort of, dare I say,
he's
sort of on the decline.
Now,
he is starting to gradually come onto the decline.
He's 37, so
yeah, it's just naturally going to happen, isn't it? No taking away from what he's already done.
And if Billy Joe did beat him, people would then say, you've beaten old, aging Golovkin.
People can't say that about this fight.
Now,
they can't say that about this fight. If Billy Joe Saunders beats Canelo and he does it under these circumstances,
unbelievable. Will it surpass Tyson Fury Wilder 1 and 2?
Ooh, it's putting your neck on the line, whatever you say with this, isn't it? For me, yeah. I'm going to say yeah, I am. Because all the odds are just stacked. They're all stacked, right? They're all stacked. They are. It's as simple as that, right? We've talked about it, what day it is, and how difficult it is to get a points win against Canelo in America now. Yeah, for me, it would be. If Billy Joe Saunders pulls this off, this goes down as
one of the best British performances away from home.
One of the best, maybe possibly even the best. I would go as far as saying that outstanding it'd be. So I mean, yes, summing it up, I mean, we're just waiting now for that official announcement. It does seem imminent, doesn't it? Hopefully we can see that pretty soon. I just wanted to ask you, you were May the 2nd, big night for boxing, and we got the Dillian White Povetkin fight on the same night. You going to it? You are in it?
I think so, yeah.
Have you checked it, Nick? Has he asked you yet?
Yeah, she knows about that one.
Well, she does know,
she does know that. I want to do the Joyce, that's the problem. There's so many fights at the moment. You've got Joyce to I would love to go to.
That card is shaping nicely. Yeah. What do you think of that briefly before we go off on a tangent? Lyndon Arthur and Anthony Arthur, like that fight.
That's a good fight.
Chris Jenkins obviously on it against Johnny Barton.
Good luck, Chris.
All the best, Chris.
Yeah, no, that should be a great fight. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of the O2, that's anything. And the White fight's in Manchester and I love the MEM. So I think if I had to pick two, I think I'd pick the White fight just on because I like Manchester more than I like the O2. But I'd want to go. That's the problem. I'd love to go to this.
Are you going to?
I'd price it up. I have.
Right, Nicky's pushing his luck now, and he is pushing his luck. Right,
You can get a flight and 3 nights accommodation, and a flight and 3 nights accommodation for £850 each.
Really? Oh, we got to look at this, haven't we? We got to look at
in
this.
school, though, but doesn't he?
See.
You have to speak to our
We're
head.
getting away, doesn't it? We're back to reality, isn't it?
So, yeah.
So the likelihood is you were going to be watching Canelo, Billy Joe, Saunders
in
a bar in Manchester, is it?
Somewhere,
More likely.
hopefully. Most probably.
Great stuff. If anybody does know any good bars for Scott to watch
let me know.
the fight in, please do let us know.
Manchester way.
Yeah, so I think, it's one we look forward to, Scott.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Keep watching, keep liking, keep sharing, retweeting, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's all Southwest Boxing Media. So yeah, thanks guys. Feel free to leave a comment.
Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good weekend.